Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would sit down and do my go-to everyday summer makeup. It's hotter out, so I need something that will last for a long time. So if you guys would like to see what products I go to when I want my everyday makeup and I know it's gonna last through the heat, then just keep watching. Okay, first thing I do pretty much all year round is start with a SPF moisturizer. I have two from Neutrogena. I have the Bright Boost Moisturizer with sunscreen SPF of 30, and then I have the Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair Moisturizer with sunscreen, again SPF of 30. This one expires first. I'm just going to use this one, but they're both really excellent. It just depends what you're looking for, if you want like glow or anti-aging. Don't forget your hands. So excited I finally get to wear my watermelon top again. It's been a whole year since it's been out. Next, I go in with a gripping primer, which really seems to help things kind of stick and not move. This one's the Dermablend Instagrip Jelly Primer. It is very sticky. And I mainly put that in the areas where my foundation breaks up, which is like the nose and then occasionally on my forehead because I'm going like this all day long. Okay, next I will go in with concealer to kind of let it sink in. The first thing that I use is the L'Oreal Trumatch Eye Cream and a Concealer. This is N1-2 and it's a little bit dark, but it actually works really well to cancel out some of the blue. And you don't need a lot of this. It spreads really far. See, I have way more than I need. Then I'll go in with a combination of these two. This is the Smashbox Studio Skin Flawless Concealer in Light Cool Peach, which kind of gives me my canceling out the blue concealer option. And then since this is a little bit too dark for me right now, I mix in the Hourglass Birch Concealer. I think this is called like the airbrush concealer, flawless airbrush concealer. It's really beautiful, but the shade's not quite right. And then a little bit of this. And then if I want a foundation to last all day, I will usually go for the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. It says lasts up to 24 hours. This is a really long wearing full coverage foundation. So I apply it more sparingly with a brush. This one is the e.l.f. Buffing Foundation Brush. And I don't even squeeze any out. I just kind of go like this. And that's all I need. You can see that a little bit goes a long way. Then I bronze up before I powder. I go in with the Wet n Wild Cushion Bronzer. And I go a little bit heavier since it's summer and I want to look like I have a summer glow going. It's a cushion. I just use a brush like this. This is my Sephora Pro Foundation brush number 56. I take the bronzer across the nose because if you are tan, your bridge of your nose would definitely get some of that sun as well. So it looks more natural. And I don't like the super bright under eyes either in the summer, so I kind of go all along the center of the face and my forehead. And normally for blush, I would go with the Neutrogena Cheeky Wink Flushed Blush. This one is my favorite blush, but Pixi recently sent me this On the Glow blush stick. PR package, which is super cute. If you guys have seen my empties recently, you know that I went through their peach one. It actually broke, but I am a fan of these. Now, I previously had used Juicy and I really love the orange color, but I'm curious to try Fleur this time. So they have Juicy, Fleur, and Ruby. Ruby I know is gonna be too dark for me right now, but I think this one looks really interesting. So let's try this one today. If we need something a little deeper, we'll grab Ruby, but I have featured this one in previous videos before, so I know I like that one. And I believe these are meant for your lips and your cheeks, which is nice. So they look like this. They're like little deodorant sticks. You twist to bring it up, and it has a little protective cap on the top. Now just kind of like rubbed onto the back of the hand. This is what it looks like. This actually looks like more of a cool tone shade than I was expecting. I was expecting more like a peachy pink. So let's try Ruby. I have a feeling they meant like one color to be for light skin, one for medium, one for deep. Well, Ruby actually looks really pretty and kind of matches the watermelons on my shirt. So let's try Ruby. Now keep in mind I haven't powdered, so things might look a little heavy right now, but I have not powdered yet. That was the only new product I will be trying today. The rest are tried and true products that I've tried over and over and over. So next comes powdering. I use a combination of these two powders. I will use the Covergirl Clean Fresh in translucent under my eyes, and then I will use the Covergirl Simply Ageless Instant Wrinkle Blurring Pressed Powder. This one's in the shade 210 Classic Ivory, all over the face. They do have a deeper shade, which I have floating around here somewhere, but I don't need it yet because I don't have much of a summer tan yet. So I just use this Wet n Wild powder brush. And then going on with the Instant Ageless one around the perimeter. And then to lock everything in, I usually do 2 steps of setting spray. The first one that I use is the Stay Matte Fix and Go from Rimmel. I would just spray my face down, let it dry, and then powder just a little bit more. My handy fan. You can see it leaves like a nice glow, and I just like to powder it down a little bit in the T-zone so I don't look shiny. And surprisingly, all this powder does not make my makeup look cakey or heavy. It still looks very, very natural by the end. I mean, obviously you can tell I'm wearing makeup because my skin looks perfected, but it doesn't look cakey and heavy. All right, so that is that. Now, sometimes I will add some additional bronzer just to make it look a bit more summery. Not necessary, but I've been loving the Ace Beaute Bronzed in Paradise one because it has red tones. So when you have natural color, my skin gets like a pinky brown. So I like using this one right here, which has like a bit of a red tone to it. So I just kind of dip into the darker ones very lightly, and I just kind of dust them along the hairline just so it looks like I was kissed by the sun without actually getting the sun exposure. Then for my brows for the summer, I'm not too picky about what I use. I usually will use a brow pencil or a pomade or a combination of the two. So all that's left are eyes and lips. I will usually just use like a tinted gloss or a tinted balm or something along the lines of these two. If I'm not wearing a mask, so this is the Fenty Gloss Balm in Fussy or the Huda Beauty Silk Balm in Blush. Those are kind of like my go-to everyday products. If I want a lip color that will actually last all day, I will go for the CoverGirl Outlast Ultimate Liquid Lipsticks. These are really amazing. For eyes, I'll generally go simple. I'll do nothing like this or just like a cream color on the lids, or I'll go in with like a light neutral tan shade all over the lids. If I'm feeling a little bit more invested, I will do something light like this with a deeper brown along the lash line, really to make my eyes look greener and brighter. So I think I'll do that today. It's very simple. This one is the Cab Cosmetics Day to Night or Day Plus Night palette. I'm really just going to dust this all over the lid and up into the crease. Doesn't have to be very neat. So you could leave it just like this if you wanted to. Very simple, add mascara, good to go. Like I said, I'm going to take it just a little bit further and add some of this deep cocoa shade to the lash line just for a little bit more pop of color so that my eyes really stand out. So this is the end look with the two shadows. I think it's fairly simple. It just takes a little bit of time to put the two on. So then before I add mascara, I do setting spray. Again, this time I'm going to do the Skindinavia, the makeup finishing spray. I find that these two help. This one helps with mattifying and this helps with longevity. So here we go again. And then again, lightly powder just so you don't look greasy in the T-zone. You guys can see that it still looks very natural. It doesn't look like I have 5 layers of powder on. All the setting spray really helps to melt it all together. It's not sinking into lines. And I don't really need a highlight because the setting spray provides that glow. This is basically the finished look. I would go ahead and apply something like the Covergirl Lash Blast Clean Mascara if you want something simple. If you want to amp up the drama, I will usually use this one and then the Sky High Mascara. I figured out that rubbing with just a washcloth or a makeup remover wipe is not going to work to remove this. You really need to soak the warm washcloth on your eyes for a while to break up the tubing mascara and then pull it off. It still pulls out some lashes when I try to remove this, but the effect is really nice. So I'll use this one to separate and this one to lengthen. But I also really love my Trustique mascara, so sometimes I'll do these two. So let me do that and then I'll be back to show you the finished look. Okay, so this is the finished look. I ended up applying the two mascaras because I wanted something a little bit more dramatic. I am going to be going out later with my son, wearing my mask. This way my eyes look dramatic and you can actually tell that I've done my makeup. So it's not necessarily the easiest routine, but for me, it lasts all day long. The two settings, the multiple layers of powder, the matte shadows on the lid, and these mascaras, I don't have any issues with running or transferring during the day, so I know that they're going to last me. The only thing I'm not loving is this blush color. I wish I had gone with my Cheeky Wink one. I feel like this would have been a better match for my skin tone. Ruby is just a little bit too like magenta pink for me, but personal preference, the formula is nice. And again, you can use it like a tint on the lips. So I did apply the Covergirl Ultimate lipstick, and this one's in the shade Prosecco Pop. It's one of my favorites, but let's try this one kind of dotted on top. Just gives like a hint of pink color to the lips, which I like. And I'm applying this on top of a liquid lipstick with no issues. So that is it for my go-to summer makeup look, my everyday summer makeup looks. So if you enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and as always, I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. Hey guys, so it is about 7:30 at night. My makeup has been on all day long. My son and I went to a playground this morning. We ran errands. I've eaten multiple meals. It was hot today. I was outside waiting for the school bus, so it has been put to the test. And it is still intact. I also wore a mask on and off for the majority of the day. So you can see that the makeup is still on all around the mask area. It has not come off at all. A little bit on the underside, but that's because I had a runny nose this morning, so not the makeup's fault. My eye makeup is still intact. Like, it still looks glowy and fresh. It doesn't look cakey and dry. So this is why this is my go-to summer makeup, because it works, it lasts, and it still looks good at the end of the day. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.